it's Susie here. Welcome to my cottage. I'm here today to make a start in my altar book. You can see I've taken all the pages out, and what I'm going to do is just start to cover some of the front pages to get them ready for me to decorate or to write on, whatever way I decide. So I thought first of all I'd take you through some of the papers that I've decided I'm going to use, and I've taken them out of my collection, and some I purchased on Etsy. Like these two, for example, these come from Christina and her Etsy shop is linked below so that you can go and get these as well. This one was out of a magazine, and the magazine it came from this time was the V&A Papercraft collection, and these are some of the stamps that came with it, and then some of the papers as well. So obviously I won't use all of them, but those that are quite autumnal I will definitely be using. So some beautiful papers there, and then another papercraft collection, and again come with stamps, and then a selection of papers from here as well. So I'll be picking the more autumnal ones from that as well. Then next are some papers that came out of this book, which is called Once Upon a Piece of Paper. And as you open the book up, you've got guides on how to collage, and then you've got this great big paper pad here, and I've taken these papers out because they just seem more autumnal to me. But again, you can find this sort of book quite easily that have paper supplies as well. Next, I've got these papers, and these come from For the Love of Paper Florals, and that is a complete book just full of papers that you can tear out and use for collage, etc. So I chose these ones because I think they're more autumnal looking. But the book has so many different options, it's wonderful. There's 3 in the series. These ones are actually stickers. There's 3 in the series of this book, and I certainly plan to be getting the other 2 as soon as I can save up some money to buy it. I think this one was about £16 though, so it wasn't too bad considering it's all full of papers to use. And then I've got some papers here that I got from Artymaze, and these are her autumn fruits collection. So some beautiful papers and some little sayings and what have you. Then these ones come from 49 Dragonflies, and they're available in her shop. This one is from Nevermore Creations on Etsy. This one from Digital Curio, and this, and this. Oh, that one's Digital Curio as well. And then this is Antique Paperie. So that's those. And I'll have all the shops listed down below so that you can go and have a look at what they've got. Next, onto some magazine images that I've harvested. They're all from Daphne's diary, I believe, but all with that autumnal feel to them. Right, that's the foxes. I do find Daphne's Diary, it's by far my favourite magazine that I subscribe to, and some of these pages have come from books that are up to 2 or 3 years old, so that's those. Now this is a paper pack and it's from Ciao Bella, and I just fell in love with this. I saw it on Gail Agostinelli's channel and I just had to buy it. So it was 12 double-sided papers of 24 designs, so 12 by 12s. So there's some cutouts on this bit. I'll just show you the papers. I may well be using these papers for the front cover of the journal. I haven't decided that yet. What I have decided though is it's going to be my autumn journal. So I will be using it from the 21st of this month right the way up until the 21st of December, when I will move into a winter journal. Unless, of course, I finish it off beforehand, in which case I could move into a winter journal a bit quicker. But I'm only going to do a few pages today, just to show you the sort of minimal decoration I'm going to do to start with. So that's all the papers. I do have a few others which I'm not 100% sure where they've come from at this moment in time, but they're all sort of fairly neutral ones that I can just use for backings and things like that. So when I need a space to write on, that's what I'll do. I've also got some cuttings from magazines. This one, for example, was just in a magazine, in a magazine that came through the door, and it just says Hello Autumn, and I thought, oh, that would be quite good to cut out and use that. So there's lots of other little bits and pieces as well that I've got, die cuts and all sorts, so I will be using those as well. So I'm just going to get all of these bits out the way, and then we'll make a start on covering some of the pages in the book. Okay, so I've sorted out the some papers, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this beautiful front cover here. I'm going to leave those 2 pages because this one is partially stuck to that one, so I'll be sticking that completely down. And then I'm going to make this one my first page that I cover. And I've decided to use this paper. So I'm just going to tear it with my tear ruler. And I think, let's see, make sure you can see. I think we'll just tear it up there. And it leaves plenty to use. And then I just made a pencil mark for how tall I wanted it, and I just tear it that way. And that should be about right. That's lovely. Now the one thing I didn't remember to do was to get out my inks so that I can ink the bit that I've torn. So just bear with me a second and I'll get that. Okay, that's me. I've got Vintage Photo and tea dye out. I'm not sure. I think I might use Vintage Photo on this one because it's a bit darker. Just put that on there. Okay. Oh, sorry. Just then disguises the white of the paper where it was torn. Just go around and do this side, although I'm keeping that straight. It's too thick a paper to try and tear. That's that done. And as it's a thicker paper, I'm not sure. Let's have a look. I might use some of this mono liquid glue because I think glue stick could be a little lightweight for it. No, that's not. Oh dear, that's got glue all over my hands, which is not a good thing when you're working. Until I'm not used to filming this, I'm going to have to go and wash my hands. Be back in a second. Okay, that's me back. So I've decided to use this mono liquid glue by Tombow. Let's see if I can get it to come out and stick. So how are you all doing? I hope you're all well and have had a good week. Unfortunately, it's probably been one of the worst weeks this year for me, I'm sad to say. But on Monday, my little furry friend Branston went out into the garden and he collapsed while he was out there, and I couldn't understand why he wasn't coming in when I called him, because normally he would come straight in if I called him. And went out there and he was just laying in the longer grass and his back legs had given way. Now Branston is 16 years and 10 months, so he's certainly doing well. And up until that moment, I hadn't really had anything major wrong with him. Right, so that's that book in there. If it looks like it's coming up, I might just put some washi tape down there. So that's my front page. Then I need something to go on here and here. So I think what I'm going to do is tear this one down to go on here, because I like that it's autumn. It's a lighter weight paper as well. So yes, anyway, back to Branston. So I lifted him indoors, which is not an easy feat. I know he's only a little dog, but for me it was a lot. And my son came round in the evening and we decided that we'd need to call the vets on Tuesday. So I got him in his bed and he slept on the bed with me, as he usually does, except he was in his bed. He did manage to pull himself out of the bed using his front paws, but he still couldn't stand or anything. So I called the vet and spoke to them, and they said, you know, that I should prepare for the worst. So we took him to the vets on Tuesday, and the vet checked him out. He got some lumps, which I wasn't aware of the ones on his back legs, but I was aware of the one on his neck, and the vet said that they were lymph glands, and the size of them, they were possibly cancerous. He got a raging temperature. He wasn't eating or drinking. And the vet said that if I took him home, he probably wouldn't last very long and he could be in some pain. And that the kindest thing to do was to let him go. So on Tuesday, I had to say goodbye to him. He's been part of our family for 16.5 years. He was due to turn 17 in November. And I did what I felt was the kindest thing for him. I knew what I would have wanted, but what I wanted, unfortunately, wasn't what was best for him. So we said goodbye. He then went off on Wednesday to be cremated at the pet crematorium that's just down the road from me. And he arrived back yesterday. When the whole family can get together, we're going to go and scatter his ashes. So that's why I've not done any filming this week. I've just not felt up to it. But I wanted to explain the reasons behind it. And yeah, so that's my lovely boy gone. Right, I'm just going to cover this with this paper. Sorry, I'm just trying to compose myself. It's so difficult saying goodbye to a pet when they've been in your family for so long. Life's certainly very quiet without him. Not that he was a great barker at the end of his days, but he was certainly, you'd know he was walking across the floor by the click, 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 which you probably heard in some of my videos. And that fur ball that liked to curl himself up in the small of my back to keep me warm and safe. Yeah, he's missed in that department, that's for sure. And since I've been on my own, since my divorce, he's been with me constantly, apart from the times I've had to be in hospital. He's always been with me. And towards the end, I couldn't really go anywhere without taking him with me. So now I've got to get used to doing everything just myself now, which is going to make going out for anything really difficult. Even going round to my son's on Friday was strange. On Thursday, sorry, was strange without him. My granddaughter's, she understands, she knows that he died and the reasons and everything. She knows he's at Rainbow Bridge with all his other friends. So she understands. She just keeps saying, you know, where's Branston? Why's Branston gone? Why did Branston die? And we just explained to her, you know, that he was a very old dog and he was in pain. And we didn't want him to be in pain anymore. So yeah, right, so I'm just going to stick this page down, put some glue on it, because that's going to annoy me otherwise. So I'll just put it down like that. And yeah, that's the first page and the next two. They're all stuck down there, so that's good. Then we move on to this one. And what I'd like to do is perhaps use some of these papers that I've got that I could write on if I want to. Maybe use, I printed this one on borderless print, so I don't waste any paper or anything, but just wondering. Yeah, I was hoping it might be able to be used, you know, two pages from one sheet, but I don't think that's possible because the book's a bit taller than 8.5 or whatever it is usually, so I'm just going to tear this. I'll get this one glued on and then I will get some decorations sorted out and we'll come back and do some decoration of the pages shortly. I'm just going to see if I can tear this one because it is only copy paper that I've done it on, so I might be able to. Yeah, it's just the heavier papers, you know, scrapbook card rather than paper that's so difficult to do. So let's just It's not so bad on copy paper. So I'm going to put that on this page because this page can really be used to write on as it is. So let's just glue this up. Okay, oops, doesn't want to stand up. Let's do it this way. Yeah, so it's very easy just to cover all the text in the book. You can use any kind of paper. You can leave it as it is and not cover it at all if you want to. But I want to be able to write in it and memory keep, basically. So I think what I might do, just to finish off on this page where I'm keeping it just as a book page, is actually put some washi tape down it. And let's see, I've got this one that's got logs and wood on it. I think that one might be quite nice, except it's just torn, and I think that one might have had it actually, which is unfortunate, but not much I can do about it. Maybe let's see. The trouble is some of my washi tapes are getting so old, and once they get old they kind of lose their stick, or you know, they just don't want to cooperate. This one doesn't seem too bad, so I'm going to put a piece of that down the edge, not right at the edge, but just along the bit that I'll write on, and that's I'll just tear that bit. That's quite sticky one as well. I mean, sticky on this side of it, but that's what happens. Unfortunately, I do have some new ones that I can use if need be, so, and just having a look through, I think that one might be quite nice. This is quite a new one. This is a grid washi, really quite trendy at the moment, the grid washies. I'd certainly like to get more colours, I know that for sure. I'm just going to put a little bit of this down as well, just so that there's something on the page when I come to use it and write in it, or stick paper over it, or whatever it is I'm going to do. So I think I'll just leave that like that for now, and just flip back and show you then. So that's my first page. I should put a label with a title or something like that on there, and I haven't decided whether I'm going to do anything this side. I've got those two pages which I can decorate or add whatever. I've got those two writing spaces, and then I'll just go on and continue working on them, because these are quite thick pages, until I get to the first pocket page, and then I'll do another video of decoration and how I'm going to decorate and utilise the pocket pages. So if you've enjoyed the video, which I hope you have, please consider giving me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I'd love to chat to you. If you've got any ideas that you'd like to see on my channel, again, leave me a comment. If you've not subscribed yet and you'd like to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications of my new postings. And for now, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.